conference will now be recorded.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Time being 4:46. I'd like to call this meeting of March 19th, 2026 to order. Please let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Start out with very nice anonymous donation of $1,000 as a gift to the senior center. So whoever you are, I want to say thank you very much. That money will go.
I'd like to make a motion to accept that donation of $1,000 and very much thank you. It's going to
Yes.
go to a very good cause.
Second.
Okay. Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman,
Roll
we
call
need-
vote.
Yep.
Yes.
Roll call vote. Adams, yes?
Hanson, yes.
We have to do a roll
Yeah.
call when one of our selectmen are on Zoom.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Fontaine, yes.
All right. Motion passes. All right. And we're going to start out with the Board of Selectmen's organizational meeting. Okay.
As you know, Mr. Chair, this is an annual event, and for Selectman Fontaine, it is customary after the election that the current chair holds an organizational meeting. At this meeting, it's picked who's going to be the chair, who's going to be the vice chair. Sorry, I should get my mic a little closer. Who's going to be the vice chair, and then the board discusses ex officio assignments, and that basically is each member of the Board of Selectmen picks a certain group, planning or zoning or one of those, and you might have seen that in the Selectmen notes to represent that committee and report back any results and findings to the entire board. So this is an annual exercise, if you will.
Yeah.
And I'll take notes, and whoever we elect as a chair and a vice chair, I'll keep that, and then we'll discuss ex officio assignments.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we'll start out with do we have a list of,
You should have it.
I don't see. Let's see is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't have that. Oh, yeah, you want to make a copy of it?
Want me to do it?
Yeah, I didn't have one.
Okay.
Talk to you about PTO and overtime stuff. Just so you know what
So while we're waiting for a copy, so the first one, John, can you hear us all right?
I can now.
So the first one obviously is going to be for the chair position. So somebody would want to make a motion to be the new chair. Wait till Selectman Constantino comes back. That'll be the first one. So somebody will make a motion and then second it and we discuss, and then we'll just go down the list. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is what the list looks like. It's got all the committees and stuff on it.
John Hanson, I don't believe can see this, Tim. Can you fire him send him a picture? John Hanson will send you a picture, Tim, of the form, so you can follow along if you want.
Okay.
Or make recommendations.
Okay.
Totally up to you.
All right, so starting with the selectman chair's position. Somebody want to make a motion on that? Anybody have anybody in mind?
Do it if nobody wants it. Can't make a motion for myself. Up to you.
All right, I'll make a motion for Selectman Constantino. Do you want to second that?
Second.
Okay. All right. So have discussion. You want to do it?
I'll do it.
Any other discussion? All right, roll call vote. Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Constantino, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right. All right. Next one is the vice chair.
Jeff current, Selectman Fontaine. Currently, that is John Hanson.
Oh,
just so you
yes.
know.
Sorry. Yeah. Currently, that's Selectman Hanson.
Do either of you still, do you want it? You want it vice or chair?
I'm fine with John being. It's up to him.
On,
I'm fine.
Okay.
make a motion that John be vice chair.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes. Hanson, yes.
You want to continue?
It
You-
doesn't matter. You want to, I'm fine with that. Whatever you want to do.
I don't mind continuing.
Go.
All right. All right. So the budget committee.
What we usually do is the person that has done it before, if the person is still present.
Yep.
We ask first.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
That would
so
be John.
that would, right. So, John, do you
I've done
want to?
budget committee for 2 years, so I'm willing to pass that along to somebody else if they're interested.
Okay.
So that would be, the ex officio is a voting member of the budget committee, or the committee that they serve on. So that would be serving on the budget committee. This one, I think who, so Deb Hamilton, Deb Shepherd, Christine Dubinsky, Billy Lawrence is the chair, Joe Jessman.
Why is the
Well, he's going to sign up for a
Sorry.
lot, but he's going to sign up for a regular position. And then you would be working the budget with the finance director. They meet once a month. Then their slow time is May through August,
Yeah.
and then they pick up during the budget season. And then February, when the public hearing, after the public hearing is done, then they're done until, again, another year.
And if I may,
Go ahead.
there is one meeting before the fall currently scheduled, which is April 22nd, for an organizational meeting for the budget committee. After that, it'll be in the fall that they'll start to meet to discuss, the organization in terms of when they want to see the outside agencies and meet with people and review the town budget. And then there's a period where they meet almost weekly for maybe about 6 weeks as they're going through the budget and that sort of thing. And then, as Selectman Constantino said, January is usually when the public hearings are, and then the final vote for the budget from the Budget Committee, which goes into our town warrant.
One good thing about it, Selectman Fontaine, is that you'll learn, about what different groups the community supports as well as the town budget. So, totally up to you.
Well, since everyone's staring at me,
You don't feel any
humbly
pressure.
submit my head. Yeah.
I think it's a great way
No, I agree with you.
to learn what other departments are doing. And it also is a wonderful way to get into the nitty gritty of what the other departments do and how they're with like DPW, what they do, how do they do it, what they do with what their money has and how they preserve what they have, make do with what they have. So you really learn about the different departments, not only just outside agencies, but our individual departments, what's going on there.
I would be humbled if someone would make a motion to nominate me to that committee.
All right, make a motion to nominate Jeff Fontaine as ex officio of budget.
I'll second. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes?
Adams, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Okay.
And Fontaine, yes. I didn't know.
There Yep, you can, yeah. All right. Congratulations. All right, so
Alternate ex officio.
the alternate ex officio.
I'll stay there.
You're gonna stay there?
Mhm.
Okay.
Planning board,
So who,
Jeff Hines.
I thought he
had-
mentioned,
He really wanted that on candidates night. And when we asked him, when he came in to fill in the role,
Yep.
John Scanlon, he had mentioned it as well. So
And Madam Chair, with his experience, I think that he would be a very good pick.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna make a motion
I'll second.
that Jeff Hines be on the planning board as the ex officio. Okay, we have a second.
mhm.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes?
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right.
That'll teach him not to show up to a meeting.
You'll text him. Honestly, there's a part of me that wants to just be like, Hines,
All the way down.
Hines, 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 Hines.
Never miss another meeting.
I can't do it though because he is gone for, and I bad on my part. I should have said he is not present this evening, but it's for good, very positive reasons in
Mhm.
his family. So
Mhm.
congratulations to him and his family, and he will be at the next one.
So alternate ex officio. John, you want to try it?
For planning?
Planning,
For what? Sure.
alternate.
Yep.
Make a motion for John Hanson, alternate.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes?
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right. Motion passes. All right. The Parks ex officio. So the Parks Commission. So let's see who's on that.
Well, it was Catherine, I
Was
think.
Catherine. Catherine was the one that was on it. I can jump on that one. I don't mind.
Do that. Make a motion for Eric Adams for ex officio of Parks Commission.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes?
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
and we need an alternate.
I can do
Jump
that.
on that one?
Yep.
All right.
Do that one?
So I'll make a motion that Jeff Fontaine be the alternate ex officio for the Parks Commission. Need a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right. Moving right along, the Tilton Trail Advisory Committee.
Currently, do we have?
Do-
That
seven?
was John Scanlon at one point.
Yeah.
Yep,
I don't,
They do meet, but they don't meet often
often.
at all.
I'll do that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make a motion for Eric Adams for Tilton Trail Advisory.
Okay. I need a second?
Oh, excuse me, second. Sorry. Signing things.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right. Now I just need an alternate to the ex
I
officio.
don't think we had an alternate last year.
We
No,
didn't.
we
No.
All right. So I'm going to skip that unless you want to do it.
Sure.
I think Jeff Hines would be
Put me
great
down
for
just in case.
it. No, I won't. We'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. The Concord Regional Solid Waste RRC member, 2-member, 3-year term. We need an alternate. I don't,
Did we
Who
happen
was-
to ask Joe if he would be willing to serve on this for Tilton?
I don't remember.
Can we put this on hold and ask him?
Yeah. I'm fine with me.
He's had this one for years.
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Okay.
I'd rather him be our voice down there. Unless we pick Kevin. You want to be on it? All right.
Yeah.
Make a motion that
Okay.
we have Kevin Duval be the Concord Regional Solid Waste RRC member.
Okay. I'll second. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Energy Committee.
Mr. Chairman, this has not been active
I didn't think
in
it had.
Years.
anything, and. I-
Years.
Yeah,
We had the same conversation last year
yes,
Yes.
we did.
about this.
We
We
did.
did.
And I did ask the board about allowing me to put back together the Economic Development Committee
Mhm.
for downtown and that stuff. And I was gonna select a few people and then
I
come to the
think I
board.
signed up for it
Yes,
and
Yeah.
someone else did too.
right.
Who was it?
Paulus.
Oh, yeah.
Steph
Yeah.
Paulus.
Steph Ball. Yeah.
Steph
Stephanie.
Paulus. Yeah, yeah.
I think
So-
that there are some people downtown that are very willing to go on to that
Mhm.
development
I
committee.
do too.
think
Yeah.
that that's something that we should keep.
Yeah.
The Energy Committee, I think that we should nix for now.
Yeah,
All right.
I
So,
think so.
all right. So we're going to nix that one for now. And I do,
Everybody in agreement?
It-
Everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I think we should definitely pull together the economic
Yes.
development one. So if
But-
you,
But this is Belknap County Economic Development.
Right.
right,
That's just the representative.
Yeah. And that's usually been, in the past, it's been
You,
me.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you want to
wanna
go? Okay.
I will do that.
Make a motion that it be Scott Hilliard.
Second.
okay. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Okay, congratulations, Scott.
Hmm.
Lakes Region Planning Commission, that one I'm still on, and I still have, I think, 2028.
Correct.
Is my
I
term.
checked that date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2028.
So you're still on it.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, matter of fact, I have a meeting Monday.
Okay.
Usually we have somebody from the planning board too, but we can adopt that. In the past, it's been Nate Legioni.
Yeah.
I did ask him this week if he could do it, and his schedule doesn't allow him to continue.
Oh, okay.
anymore,
Yeah,
so-
because we need to let them know.
Yeah.
So
yes.
we're going to need to,
We'll find
pick
somebody on
somebody
the
else.
planning board once we
Yep.
settle in. We have new people coming,
Yep.
so.
okay. The Lakes Region Transportation Technical Advisory Committee. So the LPR TAC. That was that last year? That was
Jane,
John-
I think.
Jane,
Alden.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, it was.
Jane was on it.
Yep.
And I thought we had, who else was on it?
Well, weren't you on it for a while, Kevin? Weren't you on the?
Oh,
TAC
yeah,
for a
that's
while?
right.
You want to stay on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So, Kevin and Jane?
Yep.
Make a motion that it's Kevin and Jane Alden?
Second.
And the only discussion I have is Jane would be okay with that.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
In the event she's not, we go back to the drawing board.
Yep. Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right. Lakes Region Mutual Fire Aid, an alternate.
I believe that was the
Fire chief.
fire chief
Correct.
that we put
Right.
on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you would have to, that's the old fire chief. You would have to nominate the new one. I believe it's.
I don't think we nominated the new
I
one.
don't, we just, we made a motion to
Fire chief's position.
have the fire chief represent Lakes Region, represent Tilton for the Lakes Region Mutual Fire Aid as a
Okay.
Tilton representative.
Okay, so the current would be good. Okay.
We need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
You'll
And
reach
that-
out. You'll
and
reach
that
out to
is
the chief.
Sean Valavani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll reach out to him. Just double check.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll let him know.
All right.
So,
The Housing Standard Board.
there's
This-
another one that.
Well,
that-
it's an old ordinance,
Yeah.
but it's an existing ordinance, and at any time it could raise its head. We need a selectman representative, of which I cannot be because I'm
Your position.
the chair of it by my position as an employee.
I would suggest Jeff.
Okay.
Hines,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Jeff Hines. Yeah. That's.
fine.
Backgrounds for that. No, that's.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because
I
it's
would
building and
suggest that
it's,
'cause
right,
yeah.
it's, yeah,
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
think that's a perfect one.
Right up his alley. Yep.
If I may, it might behoove the board during this year to take a look at the value of that board, because other towns that had housing standards boards have
away with
eliminated them.
Mhm.
And because this was put in by a vote of town meeting, it would have to be removed by a vote of town meeting.
Mhm.
But that could be on next year's warrant article. So you would have time this year to study the effectiveness or
The ineffectiveness. of-
ineffectiveness of
Okay.
the prep.
And if I might add to that, Mr. Chair, as the health officer who is part of that also, the reason that many communities or that some communities have been getting rid of this ordinance in their communities is because of the new push for additional housing.
Mhm.
And some of the rules in the ordinances and state statutes for the Housing Standards Board conflict with federal grant monies.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
That's the reason, as Tim explained, why it is.
Yep. All right. So I'll make a motion that we have Jeff Hines on the Housing Standard Board as the selectman representative. Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right. The Tilton Community and Economic Development Committee. This is the one.
You?
Yep. That was me.
That's you, right?
Yeah. I'll stay on that one. and an alternate.
I'll volunteer that.
You want to do? Okay.
Sure.
All right. I'll make a motion that Jeff Fontaine be the alternate ex officio for the Tilton Community Economic Development Committee. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Constantino, yes.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
All right. We'll have our first meeting right after this one.
I had coffee right before I came in. We're good.
All right.
Okay. Good job.
Okay. Looks like we are done with that. So I'm going to turn it over. You want to take over now?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to officially pass the buck.
There you go.
Oh,
There we
yay.
go.
Here we go. Okay, next on the agenda is finance update with Tim Pearson.
Very good. Thank you. Well, first of all, in your binders, you'll find under the finance tab, my report and some other documents for tonight. And then also in the to be signed folder, you'll find the State of New Hampshire Department of Revenue Administration's MS 232, which is basically a report of our budget in the state format that was approved at town meeting. So that's our operating budget, warrant articles, and the gross amount, including the gross amount for the diesel grant truck purchase. So in any case, if there are any questions on that, please let me know. Otherwise, we need to have that signed so that I can upload it to DRA's portal. And
We're all set.
great. All right.
Yep.
Thank you very much. So aside from that, you should also be receiving, and I didn't have a chance to ask Selectman Fontaine yet, but you should start receiving the automated reports from my office. So you should get one that's entitled Financial Summary Report, which has essentially there's a first page is the summary of our expenses and revenues by department.
I did receive it.
Oh, good,
Look at it.
good. And then the subsequent pages are primarily our budget, showing the approved budget, the expenditures, and the balances that we have in those given lines, along with the percentages. And then the very last page is what I call the map. So when you look at our budget document that you received, it's going to look a little different from what was printed in the annual report shown at town meeting, because we have to add in those things that were approved at town meeting that go into the budget. So there's a map at the back that shows what items were encumbered, meaning bringing the money over from the prior year to be spent this year. And then also those changes that were made at town meeting too. So it shows what the original amount that was printed in the annual report, what the change was made at town meeting, say if you recall for the library and selectmen's stipends. And then it shows a reconciliation as how we got to the numbers that you see in the report. So, and if you ever have any questions on that, please let me know. But it helps the budget committee. It helps anybody trying to understand, well, wait a minute, why doesn't this number look like what, was in the report? Well, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, you should also be receiving paid time off reports for the departments, and those come out on Wednesday. And there'll be other things that you see, but those are all automated reports, and they fire off each week. So turning to my report, the first item, I only have a few things for you this evening. It's, as you can imagine, leading up to town meeting, it's preparing for it. The week after is organizing everything and, putting it in the state format, so on and so forth. So I'll start with number 2, which are policy reviews. And these are policies that should be reviewed on a frequent basis. And I would propose annually is the best way to do it. And I included those in your emails. So you should have each of those policies and you can review those. And I'm happy to discuss any of them at any of the meetings. I would like to try to get them signed no later than the April 16th meeting. Just they're standard, and it's important to have those updated periodically. And then the other item is related to the cleanup dates. So there were a lot of people that asked questions about, why weren't the amnesty weeks listed in the town report? Well, we didn't have it available to us at the time that we went to press. And coincidentally, we have discussed for a couple of years, because of the cost overruns with the amnesty weeks, which we really have no control over. We open the doors, people bring things in, and we have to pay to dispose of it. So in some cases, we do get some revenue, but the overall cost is about, at least for the fall of 25, Director Duval was able to get from one of our suppliers, or the people that pick it up, that it was about $12,600 for that. And overall, between the two last year, we spent right around 30,000. So it is an expensive endeavor. And for years, we have kicked around trying to go to what Northfield has done, which is a coupon system. And so when you register your car, you get a certain number of coupons to take any time of the year, not just during a given week. And then if you need more coupons, you go to town hall and you buy those coupons. So it does a couple of things for us. It takes cash out of the environment, DPW. It keeps things local to the town hall, and it allows us to track what we're actually receiving or giving out in terms of coupons, and what we're actually getting rid of. But other towns have in fact, there are not many that do the amnesty week like we do. And way back when, it used to be that you would put your things out at the curbside and DPW would come around and pick them up. So you didn't even have to take them down to the transfer station. But even as recent as last year, even when we had a method of trying to police the people using the transfer station during Amnesty Week to keep people that didn't live in town out and that sort of thing, Director Duval literally caught somebody coming from Franklin and trying to get in with things from a business in Franklin, taking it into our transfer station. And was fortunate that he was aware of that and turned them away. But we know that there's some level of abuse that goes on, no matter how well we try to police it. So so one of the items that we were considering was, by cutting down from 2 amnesty weeks to 1, it should help save some money, and at the same time maybe wean people off of the idea that we're going to continue to do this in the current fashion, and that hopefully have the time and to prepare proposals to the board of doing some type of coupon system or something other than the traditional amnesty week that we've done for a number of years. So the decision before you is either the status quo, authorize the spring and fall cleanup dates, or consolidate to a single day. Director Duval and I have talked about it, and he felt a day in July would be appropriate, and in fact he said that there are probably people that haven't been able to take advantage of either the spring or fall that might be able to take advantage of a July date. I know for a fact when my kids were little, the spring cleanup was always right around the time of baseball starting up. I could never get there. It was impossible. But that's an idea. And then the other thing too, aside from the cost savings, the reduction of the operational impact on the crew and the transfer station, residents any time of the year can take things to Casella, located on Route 140. The only thing is that you have to pay a fee to do so, and there are some limitations as to what they take, but overall there is another option for people. And other towns um, they just don't do things like Amnesty Week anymore. So, so in any case, that's the decision for the board, whether you want to continue the status quo or start to make a change.
I have a plethora of things about this, but, and board, go ahead.
So
Discussion.
Discussion.
oh,
Yep.
I think going down to one probably would make more sense. I mean, I don't know much about the coupon system, but I mean, from what I do know, I mean, it seems like it would be a good idea, but I would want more information on it as to how it would work. Because I don't live in Northfield. So, but I think going down to one probably would be better. I mean, people can bring stuff to Casella. And I do know that there are more and more towns that are doing away with Amnesty Week. And so, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of my thought.
I agree with Eric. I think 1 week makes the most sense financially and less chance of abuse.
If it's a, you know, a matter of financial loss on this, then, you know, I would actually like to see just kind of maybe some more information about what it costs us and then what the transition to a coupon system would do, people's participation in it. But I especially would think that a week in July, you know, we're reducing access already, and you're suggesting we do it at a time when many people are traveling or away, so they would even miss that opportunity. I might say, you know, if you want the summer, we might want to consider something like either June or August, prior to school activities resuming and other things like that. But July
That's a good
is
point.
a time when most people are away. And again, if you're reducing the number of times they can access that the transfer station for Amnesty Week, I wouldn't do it on it. That was something that was brought up, access to the transfer station, especially recycling, prior to the town meeting at the select meeting after, prior to the town meeting. And I think that ought to be, we better be thoughtful in how we're going to communicate that to people as well. Reasoning behind it. So, I mean, again, we want to balance what people want with what they can afford too. So if we're losing money, it's not a really good decision. So, I mean, that's just my input on it.
Well, and that's a great point about the vacations. I did think about that. The one thing I think is going to really determine the timing for the director, who should probably propose the right dates to do it, is that some of their big projects that they're going to have this summer, particularly Academy Street, is probably going to dictate when the best time to do that. But August is probably a really good month to do it, or June. Yeah, but basically consolidating to one Amnesty Week as opposed to the two.
I'm not a fan of going down to one without it being noticed before town meeting. Tilton is predominantly an elderly town. Our seniors depend on that. Our seniors depend on the Amnesty Week, and they get help for that. So going down, I think if we do our homework and we look at what we need to do to bring to the table either the coupon system or one Amnesty Week, I would be more in favor of the coupon system than one Amnesty Week. But I want ourselves to do our due diligence and our homework and have it on board as of January next year. And I think that's the time to do our homework. Now's the time. And put it out there and put signs up there and say, hey, this is what's going to happen next year because it's costing us too much money.
Mhm.
But to just put it out there and say, we're only going to have one this year, that's not what they signed up for. That's not what they've had for the last 15 or 20 years. People depend on that. People gear up for that. And they look forward to their sons and daughters to come home for that week and help them out. So I'm not in favor of just cutting it out with no notice. I had so many phone calls this year. Why wasn't it in the town report? That was the first thing that they noticed. Why isn't Amnesty Week not reported in the town report? So people are watching and people are noticing. So I think that we need to give them a lot of notice for it.
Madam Chair, if I might, as you know, I live in Northfield, and we do have the coupon system.
Mhm.
The one thing that I like about the coupon system is specifically what you're talking about. I can't seem to get there during the months that
Mhm.
they do it. So you can bring it a TV or a tire, a couple of tires. You get the coupons are limited. So, but it works
Mhm.
for me. I just recently took a TV, so
Yeah.
to get rid of it at Casella, I think it was $85.
It's a lot of money,
Yeah, so
a lot of money.
yeah.
And seniors can't afford to go to
Yeah.
Casella on 140.
Yeah.
They cannot do it. It's not within their budget at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can tell you
Yeah.
that. It's just not. So I'm not encouraged to vote on this year to do it, but I am very encouraged to do our homework and make it for next year and either do the coupon system, like you said, for next year, and have it plenty of announcements and everything, but not this year, not for me. Nate, you had your hand up, but you need to either come here or grab a mic. You have to state your name too, please.
Hi, Nathan Langione, Winter Street, Tilton. Have we recently evaluated the transfer station fee schedule to ensure that we're not losing money on items that we are taking in outside of the amnesty weeks? And would it potentially be worth increasing those fees in order to offset the cost of offering Amnesty Week to residents twice a year? Because some of those fees could potentially be paid by out-of-town residents who take their stuff to our transfer station out of convenience. Thank you.
Good question. Does anybody have the answer to that?
Well, I can tell you, we have looked at the prices of individual items as opposed to what it costs us to dispose
Get
of
rid of
those items. And while we are good with most, there are some, and they're a little out of whack. But the biggest issue we have is the transportation costs.
Right.
So overall, Amnesty. So when we send our solid waste down to Concord to Wheelabrator, it costs us $100 a ton right now, and it's either 100 or maybe it went up to 105 in January. I'd have to look again, but in any case, and when we were doing recycling was costing us about $150 a ton before we stopped the curbside collection of recycling, because it was costing us more than just even our tipping fees for trash. The collection and transportation is expensive. So we're paying roughly $196 a ton for the things that, for the non-recyclable items, I guess is the best way to put it, from Amnesty Week. So we're paying almost $200 a ton for that material to dispose of it. And again, the transportation costs can get hefty.
Can we
But So to say, so it does make it difficult to figure out. I mean, I suppose we could be a little more scientific about figuring out how much a given container takes of, a certain item before it has to be transported, and factor in the transportation cost to that, and also the labor cost at the transfer station, that sort of thing. But overall, I would say that for most of the items, we are covering the cost.
So I think, Madam Chair, I think that it would probably behoove us to take a good look at our fees, and I'm more than willing to help out in this. I could sit down with you, Kevin, and you can lay it all on me. But I think that might be a good idea, so we can try to get a more accurate, because if we are going to implement something down the road, I think it's a good idea that we have a lot more data and do some type of cost evaluation over the last, probably 2 or 3 years even, and just see what it's costing us. Because I think most residents, if they're seeing that we're taking somewhat of not a loss per se, but like it's costing us a lot of money for something, they may be more inclined to have a little bit more of an eased burden of using like a coupon system or something along those lines, or whatever the case may be. So, but I do think it's important. I'd like to know what it costs Northfield as well for that system.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With that data, too, we can take a look at if we do have an amnesty week that's brought down to one, eventually, if that's what the voters decide, then we may be able to not only just reevaluate our fees, but also take a look at what Casella charges, see if there's a gap we might be able to close, so that we can make sure we're not operating at a loss, but we're still not imposing the Casella prices or alternate disposal places fees on citizens. So they're getting a break using us, but we're also not, we can't be losing money for them.
Yep.
And people who would like to utilize that facility are participating with the knowledge that they are saving, but they're also sustaining the program.
And if I might say, it's not that we're losing money on the weekly items that people are bringing in. It's during amnesty week when you get somebody bringing in multiple trailer loads of something that is where we really, I mean, we've all seen in the past somebody bring in 3 trailer loads of asphalt shingles,
Right.
and please.
So I believe the last time that I reviewed the fee schedule and presented the new fee schedule, I think was in 2019, 2020. So all of the current numbers are roughly 6 years old. And how I figured most numbers was by volume, especially with the larger dumpsters. I took the volume of a king size mattress, figured out how many king size mattresses would fit in a dumpster, and then I calculated from there, right down to a twin mattress or a chair. That's why there's a $3 minimum, things like that. I can speak from experience of the trailer loads of asphalt shingles, demolition material, and it's not just residents, it's contractors that are abusing this system as well, because there isn't anything in place to where we can restrict contractors from doing this. If I was a contractor, of course I would utilize the amnesty week, because it's going to increase my bottom line if I don't have to pay to get rid of material.
Right.
So we get contractors in there with material. We have obviously the homeowners that do projects. I think that's what it's there for. Somebody wants to replace a deck, great. They can plan it around amnesty week, and it benefits them. So there is a lot of abuse that has gone over, that I've seen over the years, in having 2 amnesty weeks per year. I am in favor of the coupon system. only because I see the stress that 2 amnesty weeks puts on my crew.
Mhm.
It's all hands on deck. It's chaos.
Mhm.
It's borderline unmanageable at some times throughout the week. And my thought process with July was a lot of people are here utilizing their summer homes.
Mhm.
Whereas in September and April, either their summer homes are shut down and they're not up here yet. Obviously, traveling months, that should have been taken into consideration. So August or June, I'm in favor of. On a yearly basis, I don't see those 2 months interfering with any large projects that we have. Because usually we're winding down from summer or we're starting to come into the summer months. It's usually a good downtime for us because we're just getting out of winter and just starting up summer projects.
Mhm.
So June and August would benefit us if we were to stay with the 2 amnesty weeks per year. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yeah.
I just one more comment on that. I think that I'm glad that Mr. Duval brought up the management all as well. I think that it would be worth as a part of the study. I know you said, please lay it on me. Trying to understand where there are gaps in coverage where you would need assistance, and maybe trying to look at creative ways to help assist you on more of the menial tasks or routine things so that your crew can focus on catching violators, doing what needs to be done. So there's opportunity, I think, if we take the time to study this,
Mhm.
where people are going to be able to reasonably see that we have a plan that's going to make it smoother, less chaotic, more manageable. I'm not proposing this or making a motion for an actual thing, but there might even be volunteers available to help either direct traffic flow or help dispose of things that are safe, right? That we can't, for liability reasons, expect them to do something dangerous. But I think we can probably find creative ways to also assist you in that task. Assist Mr. Duval in that task. So I think it is worth looking at and considering, but having actual numbers to present to people on an actual game plan is a little more a reasonable requirement from taxpayers to that they might have on us, rather than just saying, "Hey, listen, we talked about it, we're going to do it." So,
Yeah, I agree.
So do we, so do we have an amnesty week this year, and then in conjunction with that, go back to the drawing board, talk with us, get some numbers, study it a little bit? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in favor of that. It might even be a good time to, really get some data off of it as well for this year.
And
And
we do have quite a bit of.
I do have a
yeah.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How about, I know we have people that there's been issues, right? With them showing up from out of town. Why not have a detail officer there?
I don't understand why we cannot stop contractors from not dumping during amnesty week. Do we need to make
Well,
a policy that doesn't happen?
It's very difficult to police the situation in the moment.
yeah,
We don't know how to have
It is.
have a person come in and prove
Got it.
that it is not or
Yep.
a product of their business.
Mhm.
So that's just very difficult for us to police.
I get it.
They have a dump sticker or they
Right.
prove residency by a document, and then we allow them to
Yeah.
dump.
Yeah, it's really difficult to prove it.
But now their truck, if they're a contractor and they have a dump sticker, they're now putting the plate of their truck on the dump sticker.
Mhm.
So if that's the one that goes to the dump, that's the one that they've
Right.
got.
Yeah. I agree with you.
So if it's a different one that they're doing, going to the dump with the other material and stuff, that's not the one that they
I mean, I
should,
do think that might mitigate
a little bit,
a little bit of it,
right?
but yeah, I can definitely see. I mean, I was down there quite a few times the last one,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be overwhelming. And I don't know how you guys even manage keeping track of. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many people down there.
Mhm.
Yeah. We've developed a system where there's staging areas, people are in line and then they have to stop and talk to a attendant.
Yeah.
They show their documentation and then they proceed. That's worked out very well for us in having the two exits, keeping the flow of traffic. So this has been developed over the last 10 years, trying to make it better.
Yeah.
And it has actually gotten better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it has.
In the years past, there used to be down Route 3, half a
Oh,
mile.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
hours
yeah,
that we'd have to
so-
sit in Route 3.
So I think we're
Getting better.
so I think so. We do the amnesty weeks this year, right? Use that data and try to.
So both weeks this year?
I
Well-
think it's late in the season right now.
I mean, we're already in March. The first one would be in, when's the first one?
Generally third week
Third-
or so of
third-
April.
Yeah.
April.
So, I mean, you're already, people are probably already thinking about that. I mean,
If you think in terms of an August, you would have plenty of time to notice people.
Yeah,
for an August.
yeah. I think possibly my thought would be, yes, we don't. I think we spend this year researching it and have the data in case we do need to bring something to town meeting next year as a warrant article or whatever.
I don't think it needs to be a warrant article. It needs just to be us, but I think we can notice it. And I do get the data, research it, and then, but I don't care whether it's 2. I think sufficiently enough we can get the
So you would be,
information out. I'd be okay with that one in the fall,
okay.
late summer, fall. Go ahead, Jeff.
Right, Madam Chair, what I was going to suggest was that, not to add to anybody's tasks, but like on site when it happens this year, this is the time to really notice and document the things that are really bringing you consternation or gumming up the works, and that way we can take a real hard look at these things and try to figure out how to solve the problem for real. Like, what are actionable, observable, measurable steps that will alleviate the crew, that will try to prevent. I mean, it might be worth noting things like, the same trailer has showed up, whether it's a different truck or whether it's, but if it shows up 3 times, I mean, I don't know too many homeowners that are bringing it up 3 times. So
We
paying
have 'em.
special
Yeah.
attention.
We have them that have been there 10 and 20 times.
Yep.
So you would be okay with one?
I'd be okay with 1, yes.
Okay, I'd be okay. with
Yep.
I would also be okay with it if we just took into consideration maybe August, if that's
Gave enough
amenable.
notice to
and we
people
give
that we're only
plenty-
having 1 this year.
Yeah, and plenty of notice.
Yeah.
I might add to that also with the notice that we make sure that we advertise sanctions for violations of the rules.
No, we could do that. John, do you have any thoughts?
I'm right along with you. I think the one later in this year gives people plenty of notice, and good with that. And then still work on collecting the data and look at that coupon system. There's so much ambiguity even on the non-amnesty week. Like, I've gone with a truck full of stuff and, the look in it goes, all right, it's $10. And I come back a week later with finishing up my project and it's $25. So it's just so, a coupon system, I think, eliminates that as well for the subjectivity of the attendant working on the weekend.
Yeah. I think you've hit on something too. That will eliminate a big inconsistency in who's there at what time as well. I've had that happen to me a couple of times where you drop a refrigerator off and it should be a set price, and it's a set price 1 week, and then the next week it's something different. So I get it.
I hope it's not happening.
Oh, what?
Oh,
I was gonna say,
I was gonna say, every time I've gone, they bring the schedule. They're like,
No,
here, let me look at the schedule.
yeah, it's been,
All right. So,
All right, so
So I-
one
Well,
in
start looking
August.
at
yes.
the back of the
fairness,
pickup truck
though,
and determine
in
cubic
fairness,
yards.
we've had new people.
Yeah.
So in fairness to that, we've had new people
Yeah,
too. So,
Right.
right.
yeah. So I think, yeah,
So by your next meeting, I'm sure Director Duval will have picked a week and we can start to publicize that for August.
Great.
And then you'll work on something
work on-
similar to like a coupon
We
system
will
or
have
whatever. Okay. And the data.
Everything that you would like to see on that, as
Okay.
well as the cost, the fees and all the other, we have a lot of solid waste data.
yeah. Well, I knew
a
we would.
lot.
That's why I was saying, I think
Yeah.
it'd be, because it's not like it's a heavy lift to pull that,
Right.
pull that data.
So in any event, other than that, that completes the, oh, sorry. Yep.
So back in 2020, I had generated some information about the coupon system, and I still have all of that information.
Oh, you do?
So I can just update it and
Mhm.
submit.
Could you do that?
Yes.
Even if you just sent us an email, I think
Sure.
would you be okay
That'd
with
be
that,
great.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Oh, I had visual cues and everything.
Oh,
to
look,
see what it would look
of course
like.
you
So,
do. Of course you do.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. Other than that, that concludes my report unless you have any questions for me.
Boy, no.
Nope.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Thank you so much.
And at 6 o'clock, we have a public hearing that we at least have to open up. But town administrator,
Yes.
you want to go?
Madam Chair, if you don't mind, I'd just like to take a few seconds to brief Selectman Fontaine on our procedures and some unique things that I think will help him in these meetings. I did not get the opportunity to sit with Selectman Fontaine that I got to sit with Selectman Hines to just basically explain a couple of things. And if I might, Jeff, in the booklet in front of you, each tab has a name, and it's there for a specific reason, like agenda. Then the minutes, you're always approving at this meeting, the minutes of the previous meetings. And then when Tim speaks, it's finance IT tab. And when I speak, it's the town administrator tab. Even though we send you our reports in the department head tab, which you'll get reports from the police chief and public works. So anytime somebody refers to in this meeting on the agenda or in the minutes or in my finance report, it's in front of you. So we don't want you to have to try to guess at what we're talking about, but it should all be there. It's a pretty good system that we've put in place so that it's helpful to you so you can follow along and that stuff. So, with that, it should be a little bit clearer in those two binders, green and red binders. Green is for when you hear one of us say in the review binder, not in your binder, in the green binder. We usually color code it green or red. In the green binder, that's review stuff, which for all members to see. And then in the red binder is the one that gets me in trouble because if I don't get your signatures, I'm in trouble. So I just wanted to give you the lingo to go along with that. So
Thank you.
it's helpful.
Speaking of green, the Lockmere Baptist Church, did you give that to, or is that part of your report?
That's part of my
This should be
report.
read as part of the selectmen's report because this is
Okay.
a letter from a resident
Yep.
and it should be a part of
Yep.
it always has been anyway.
Yeah. Would you like to do that, or would you like me to do it under I was going to comment on it, but I can read it into the record if you want.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it? You want it?
In your binders is my TA, and I did reference Selectman Fontaine and Selectman Hines that TA is Town Administrator's report, which I do send to you. It's in your binder there. Some of this stuff in my report at this meeting will be a little bit repetitious. Usually the chairperson keeps us in line on, let's move it along and not be repetitive. So as part of my report to this meeting tonight, we received a letter that came into the selectman's office addressed for the selectmen that was dated March 17th from the Lockmere Baptist Church, which is located at 17 Church Street in Lockmere. It's addressed to, and this is an FYI for your information, only letter to the selectmen. It's addressed to Eversource, and it says, "To whom it may concern, I am reporting a potentially dangerous and destructive situation. As pastor of the Lockmere Baptist Church, 17 Church Street, Lockmere, I want to note that our congregation is very concerned about a large tree on the property that bounds our driveway. This tree has been dead for several years. A smaller tree near it collapsed about 2 years ago, damaging our building and blocking our driveway. Even if only part of this tree collapses, it could destroy the power lines and cause significant structural damage and human damage. Over the past years, smaller branches have periodically broken off this tree and fallen into our yard in the driveway. The tree is completely dead and has a trunk diameter of at least 30 inches. From our understanding, the owner of the property is Mr. George Gagnier. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Godspeed, David Barocious, pastor." So the board is aware. Normally I would pick up the phone and call Director Duvall, but I needed to get out of the office for another matter. So I did drive by to look at this tree. It is dead. It has been selectively cut. It is not in the town's right of way. If it were in the town's right of way, Director Duvall and his staff would be authorized to go make it safe. It's not. It's clearly on this property next to, which is 19 Church Street. It has been trimmed, which appears by Eversource and or a power company representative, because several of the branches are cut off. I disagree somewhat that it might damage the building, because I think it's been trimmed enough that it wouldn't strike the church, in my view. However, if it came down, it could strike persons. So I did send off an email to Eversource representative indicating that we had this letter, and the letter would go to the district office of Eversource here. So it is technically their responsibility to make this safe, in my opinion. Well, technically it's the property owners. So I'm not sure how Eversource handles it. I would suspect that they have a division that notifies them, the property owner, that you are hereby liable in the event something happens. And if it goes down and takes the power out, you're liable for those repairs and that repair cost. That's usually the procedure that Eversource handles.
Madam Chair,
Just so you know, just so you know,
I know that's your area of expertise.
a few years ago, we had this experience in a local town road there were trees that were pretty dangerous trees. And RSA 231, I believe, right? 231 allows us to declare it, whether it's dead or alive, it allows us to declare it. And
Unsafe.
we're allowed to do that. 231,
Right.
I think it's
I can't remember the number.
145 or something like that. that we could do it, but Church Street's a
Hmm.
state highway, so it's a
Correct.
little bit different with the state. And it
Yep.
goes within their median. If it's within their, the right of way,
Mhm.
if it's within our right of way,
We can act.
We can
on
do
it.
it.
we can do that. And we had to do that up on Daniel Drive. And there were two that we had to do right up on around the corner. Otherwise, it could have gone across, off the hill, I'm sorry, off the property onto Daniel Drive, and would have taken out Kevin LaChapelle's garage.
Mhm.
Or it would have gone this way and taken out a garage on next to the property. So it was imminent danger.
Mm.
But
Right.
you have to make sure that it is pretty gone, an imminent danger.
So I was just going to ask if we could just ensure that there's follow-up so that we know that we haven't sent it to someone who's either going to ignore it or it's not their purview, and we can try to track
We
it
should
down
at
from the
least
source.
try to get George,
Right.
pick up the phone and say, hey, you need to
Right.
take care of this because it's imminent danger and you need to have it taken down, rather than wait for the state to go out and say, I'll take it down. But
Right. That was my
probably what
intent.
needs to be taken
So,
taken
yeah.
down.
He was not home yesterday when I went.
Yeah.
so. But that is my intent, just so the board knows.
Yeah.
But that is correspondence to the board that normally, if it's a letter, we read it into the,
Into the
if somebody wants it done that way, and make sure that it gets addressed. And there's a follow-up with Mr. Brochures that I will tell him that, obviously what it was handled, it was at the board level, and we will follow it up. But whether something gets done about it's a different story. The letter indicates it's been done, communicated in the past.
Mhm.
So, but I have been, previous to you, Selectman Fontaine, I have been updating the board on our tax abatement list. We have one more that our assessor is answering, and then I'll have a current updated who has filed abatements list for the Board of Selectmen for the 25-26 cycle. So probably in the next meeting. Selectman Hines has already agreed to this. We did send it to you, Selectman Fontaine. There is a selectmen's training.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I accepted,
Oh, you did?
and I will likely do the in-person.
Okay, perfect.
But I'll just make sure I also coordinate with Selectman Hines.
Okay.
To,
Yep.
Maybe we can.
Yeah, that will be, it's a 9 to 4:30. It's the selectmen's training that you asked me to set up in the past. So, Director Duvall is here. There's been some concern from our Casella Waste folks about road weight limits on our roads, some of them being state roads. I forwarded the board an FYI for your information only, because we can't communicate legally back and forth with the selectmen and make decisions. So when I send you something as an FYI, it's just to let you know what I've done or what has been done. In the FYI, I shared that Director Duvall has given a written notice in the past. Weight limits on roads, on town roads, are always established in the spring and that stuff. But in this particular case, Casella is concerned because the excessive damage to roads from the early frost and lack of insulation has done a lot of damage. So the state has really made sure that they've posted state roads in Tilton and other communities. So Casella was looking for a blanket letter of clearance from the state. I did call Division 3. The state does not do that. Director Duvall has, in the past, authorized in writing an email form to the Veterans Home and anybody that needs to get service vehicles in. And service vehicles are fuel, food, um, septic trucks, and that stuff. The statute, I was told by Casella, somewhat changed. I cannot confirm this, that it somewhat changed because in that statutory authority for service vehicles in the past, and Director Duvall clarified this with me today, it has been, garbage trucks have been included because it involves sanitation and health. I was told by a Casella representative that the law changed last year and it no longer permits that. However, the way that we have handled it so far, unless the board would like me to do something different, is to use Director Duvall's authority to grant people the authority to come in specifically in the early morning hours when the road is frozen, which does less damage, number one. And number two, even though it's a state road in Tilton, winter maintenance is authorized up until April 15th to be handled by the Director of Public Works in the town of Tilton.
Right.
So just so the board is aware, that is out there to Casella. Director Duval has sent it similar to other people. Should there be any concerns raised, citizens calling you saying, "Oh, is my garbage going to get picked up? I got a weight limit sign on my road."
Yeah.
Yes, it is going to get picked up.
Yeah.
So just, I'm sorry I had to take the long road to that, but I had to explain it so that Director Duval and I basically have said the state won't do this because they don't, but the town has. So,
Right. Don't go on to the next thing because we have to open the public hearing.
oh, yes,
All
good
right.
point.
So I'm going to open the public notice of public hearing pursuant to New Hampshire RSA 31:95B. The Tilton Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing March 19th, 2026 at 6 p.m. at the Tilton Town Hall for receiving public comment concerning the acceptance and expenditure of the following unanticipated revenues. The New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services Clean Fleets Program Award of $229,600 in grant funds to be used for the dump truck replacement program, to be used by the Tilton, New Hampshire Department of Public Works for the purposes of highway maintenance purposes. This expenditure does not require the expenditure of other town funds except those funds lawfully appropriated for the same purpose. From the Board of Selectmen. We'll keep it open for
Okay.
15 minutes and you can just continue with yours because there's
Okay.
nobody here that would like to speak to that.
Okay, and so, so Selectman Fontaine is in the loop. This is the first of two, and I think I might have shared this with you, two clean diesel grants that we got as part of the Volkswagen settlement. I don't know if you recall it, but Volkswagen got fined heavily for something they did that was not quite kosher. As part of that Volkswagen fine federally, Volkswagen was to reach out and help provide environmental protection nationwide. So each state received a certain amount of grant money for what is referred to as a clean fleets grant. Reduce the emissions, diesel emissions that are in each state. So we have been the proud recipients of two of those grants, and I'll explain the status of number two, Madam Chair, after this. But the first one was $287,000. Director Duval and I and Tim worked on these. And Director Duval is here to answer any technical questions about the equipment or whatever, because that's beyond my understanding. But we did receive in clean diesel grant number one, $287,000 up to, the grant was approved at $287,000. 80% of that grant comes back to the town in the amount of $229,600. That's the amount the chair read. Our amount of $57,400, which is the 20% match to that first grant, is already allocated. Director Duval has allocated that and approved by the taxpayers in previous town meetings as part of his equipment replacement program. Our finance director has those amounts in those, if you should inquire how much total, if you have any questions. So subsequently, as a result of the approval and acceptance of governor and council on the grant, here we are to have this hearing for our public to say, us to educate them on the grant, number one, and two is if they have any questions, they can ask those questions. And if they said, no, I don't think you should take $229,600 on this, let's spend it in local tax money, which I don't think is going to happen, but I could be wrong. Anyway, that's the purpose of this 15-minute. We have to have it open for 15 minutes. So with that, I will just quickly, if you don't mind, jump in to say that clean diesel grant number 2, I got noticed and I did FYI the board. It's going to governor and council on March 25th, next Wednesday, for acceptance. That amount is what we voted on Saturday. So we won't have to have another hearing like this one, because that's anticipated grant monies. And that's a different amount, but we'll should be good on that. But that will be voted on the 25th by governor and council. And I FYI'd the board just to let them know that I reached out to Councilor Kenny and asked our chair, now chair, Constantino, to do the same. She has a pretty open relationship with him. And Councilor Kenny got back to us and said he will do that. And the governor, through her chief of staff, got back to me and said, support it. Absolutely. That means the rest of the council's got to do it in order for it to pass.
Yep.
But I will keep the board appraised. I anticipate approval. So any questions, Selectman Fontaine, on the grant, the monies and or the equipment that Director Duval's here to ask, if you need if you're inquiring what it covers, what it is.
No, no questions. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Got anything more on your report?
Yes, one last, and I've, as promised in the last meeting, that the can was kicked to this meeting, as you recall. We in 25, the Board of Selectmen adopted to sell some properties that had the town of Tilton owned. 2 out of 5 have been sold. 2 are still pending, and 1 we haven't got any bites on yet. Current status of 5 pieces of property. The 2 that are pending have issues the previous board was made aware of. One is Emerald Lane, which is a piece of property that it's questionable. We own it. There is not a question that we don't own it, but there is a question about the language of the deed in the past So in order to clarify that, Selectman Fontaine, with that piece of property, we would have done a complete property survey, which would have cost us roughly $2,000. So my question to the board 2 weeks ago was, do we want to pay that $2,000? It's currently under contract for $10,000. Do we want to pay that $2,000 and then sell it for 10,000, which means we profit 8,000? Or do we want to look at the property owner and say, listen, we can reduce the price from 10 to 8 if you want to buy it. And or this board can say, you know what, no, we've decided we don't want to sell it.
Or the third is that we can do the survey
Correct,
and charge them $12,000 for the
Correct,
purchase price.
correct, right,
And then there's no worries to who owns what.
right, right. So the buyer, so you understand, the buyer really wants,
It's beach rights.
yes, a warranty title and not a quit claim deed. So,
Correct.
so my suggestion as your town administrator was that we not spend money to lose money, that my suggestion tonight is to this board is that we reduce it to $8,000 if they want to buy it and get their own warranty title. If they don't, if they say no, I come back to this board and we say, okay, what do we want to do? So my suggestion is that, and it was a suggestion also of our marketing person, the realtor who handled it. So that's the first piece. There's a problem with another piece that is a little more complex than that. Our finance director will be glad to chime in. He and I have had this discussion 102 times. And I, as you know, respect his opinion of him and would be inclined to hear from him. Sorry, Tim.
That's intriguing.
Go ahead, Tim.
Boy, I owe you one.
I know. I'm getting even for what you did to me last
I
Monday.
was just trying to stay awake here. But no, yeah. So really, the issues that have arisen with those properties, it's going to cost the town some money. We don't have any money earmarked for it, but this is the sales of those properties. You could either net it against the sale, you could change the price. You could go back out with a different realtor and try to find somebody with a different marketing plan and maybe a different reach. So there are other options, but I really, quite honestly, I'm not going to delay your meeting because I really don't have anything substantive to add other than what's already been said.
All right. I think, I don't think I don't really foresee the property being worth a ton of money. Anyways, I think we've already beat that horse to death. I'm okay, me personally, I'm okay with dropping it down to $8,000. That's just my personal opinion. You're looking at a survey becoming very expensive. And I know we go with Dave. I know he would not cut corners. He would do an excellent job. And I'm not saying that he would price gouge in any way. I just think that it's not really worth. I mean, if we were talking about a $100,000 or more property where we're going to make some cash on it, then that's different. This is not that. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, you already know my personal opinion. I say, can it, don't sell it, keep it. That's my personal opinion, because 7 other people own an easement to that same property too, so it gets convoluted.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
I also believe it's really not worth it. I would just say keep it.
Whoa, didn't expect that.
Okay.
Jeff, do you have an
I think it
opinion?
opens up a can of worms with the other 7 people involved, even going through all that of the deed. It just seems too messy for me.
Mhm.
Just not having as much familiarity from previous meetings as the rest of the board, I'm just gonna withhold an opinion at this
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
This,
okay.
this property is, there's 7 other people that have the same easement to this piece of property.
Yeah.
It's just an easement. It's
Right.
it's like I don't know. I'm not going to say a measurement, but I think it's like 25 or 50 feet going down to the.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we own it.
Mhm.
And
Yes,
at
we do.
one time, the select board said, look at all the town property
Mhm.
and put as much as we can on the tax roll.
Mhm.
And this is what is the result of this.
This, yes.
Well,
So
this one
yeah.
property is.
this
right.
is a 10,000 piece of property. That $10,000 is not, to me, not worth putting it on the tax roll for all of this agito.
But
What?
all of
Didn't it
this.
come up in discussion about the taxes on this as well because of the 7 people with rights? Wasn't that
Mhm.
opening up a can of worms of how the property taxes were going to be paid on this?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we did. I think.
Yeah.
talk
That
about
I
was
thought
question.
that the owner was going to say that, maybe some of the 7 should contribute onto the property taxes since they have right of way to use it.
Yeah. Yeah. That just gets all messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unfortunately, it's
not-
not how it works.
It's not how it works.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel,
So hold it. Hold it.
Uh,
Sell it, you said.
yeah. I'm
Sell it.
fine with selling it.
No comment. You're holding your comment, your opinion. Okay. There you got your answer.
consensus is we hang on.
Hold it. Right.
Okay.
All right.
Now the second piece of property. This one is a
Excuse me,
little more.
Madam Chair, if I
Yep.
may, as I have in the past, I'm going to recuse myself from any discussion on this upcoming piece of property that our town administrator is going to
Okay.
discuss right now.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So Selectman Fontaine, this is another piece of property, as the chair said, that, we tried to put, the consensus was get these properties back on the tax rolls. They weren't doing us any good. For instance, we sold one on High Street. We made $91,000.
Now,
It's
let's not
been,
talk about High Street.
yeah,
Let's
but
just move on.
yeah, so we sold it and got it back on the tax roll. So that's the purpose behind this one, which was another piece of property, considerably more. We have a purchase and sale on this property for 91.5. Excuse me, 81.5. 81.5.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Have the public
My
comment open.
my
Still have the public comment.
my number
You have
brain
someone with
is.
their hand raised.
Okay.
I don't know if that's public comment or not.
So this property was gifted to the town, and we had our marketing person, real estate agent, had several people of interest. Ultimately, it came down to kind of a bidding war, to be candid with you. And the board took basically bids and awarded the property to the highest bidder. During the purchase and sales, the property was found to have the following language in it, in the original deed to the town of Tilton, that read, a green area it described the property, and it said uh, part of the property was a reserved green area, which for your purposes, Selectman Fontaine, um, usually leads to verbiage around a conservation easement. When property has a conservation easement, in many cases, it can't or isn't sold. I think there's a rarity,
Right.
a rare exception to that. I'm trying, Madam Chair, to move this quick.
Doing well.
Well, so anyway, because the board felt that there had been a couple of hiccups in the sale of this piece of property, initially by virtue of not the property, but how it was handled. The board felt compelled, the purchaser was very interested in this property. So the board felt, I think, not speaking for the board, but their opinion was compelled to sell it. In the title search by the purchaser, because of that wording, there is not clear title. In other words, the title company will not give the purchaser clear title, which usually means they can't get a loan on the property or whatever. I do some research and find a hearing before the Board of Selectmen, and the chair was present at that time, so she can tell you better. But there was a discussion about making that being a gift, and the town of Tilton making that, and the Board of Selectmen with the Tilton Conservation Commission, a piece of conservation property, a conservation easement. However, because of whatever transpired, it never reached that level. It never became a conservation easement. The Tilton Conservation Commission did not want it and follow through on it. Since finding all this stuff, the only way that we can get clear title for a purchaser is if we get that redeeded and the language taken out. So it's complicated. In order to get that done, we have to petition the Court of Record, Belknap County Superior Court, through the Register of Deeds. Our legal counsel, who's giving me this advice, says it's going to cost you somewhere between, at a minimum, $10,000. It's going to cost the town of Tilton.
What?
$10,000. Yeah, to do this, and it's not clear that the court would rule in our favor. The court could say, well, no, even though the Conservation Commission didn't want it or didn't do their due diligence to make it a piece of conservation land in the town of Tilton, the court could still say, no, we're not going to change that deed. I don't feel that. Here is the real sticky wicket that the board doesn't know about. As I do the research, I talk to our Conservation Commission secretary. She finds the same record, past meeting, that I found about the discussion about the land. And she, in an email to me, makes it clear that even though the Conservation Commission didn't take it, the Conservation Commission, felt that it was in the best interest of the town of Tilton to keep that property. So knowing this is our legal counsel talking now, knowing this, does this board want to follow further to allow the purchase and sales and move forward with the chance that we might spend 10, 15, $20,000. And the courts say, no, I'm not going to take the language out. Thereby the purchaser, who is a young person that is looking to get started and that stuff. But in the long run, my suggestion, and after I have reached out to the purchaser, not through our real estate agent, but through the purchaser's title attorney with the title attorney's permission, and spoke to the purchaser as recently as last week, explained all that I just explained to this board. And the purchaser says, I really am not interested in going down that road. I'm really not interested in continuing this. If it's, it's going to take up some time. I think this person would like to find something, well, strike while the iron's hot. You know what I mean? So my suggestion to this board as your town administrator is that the intent appears to be of previous boards of selectmen, and the feeling of the Conservation Commission is to keep the property in conservation, or keep it, the town of Tilton keep it. A future board could go against you. You could say, no, Scott, we want you to continue in this avenue and we're going to sell it. And that's not a cost, just so the board's aware. That's not a cost. We've already signed a contractual agreement for 81.5 with this purchaser, and that purchaser is not going to pick up that cost. Not that I blame them. I wouldn't pick up that cost. So I'm sorry to go the long road around all of this, but that is the decision you are looking at tonight, which is I can call our realtor and say, listen, you know what? The consensus on Emerald Lane, take it off the market. The consensus on this one, if that's this board's choice, take it off the market. We've met, just so I make this legal, we have met our obligation agreeing to sell in a purchase and sale. We've met our obligation. It's now basically a contract that only is broken because we can't make it clear title, which is their mandate, the purchaser's mandate. And I don't blame them. Nobody wants to buy a piece of property without a clear title.
If we cannot make this deal because of this easement, is the conservation, do we know this yet? Is the conservation willing to purchase this piece of property for a conservation easement
I have not pursued that
from their
further.
land use change?
Yeah, I have not pursued that further, but
Can we?
we can. I can. Absolutely, I can. Yep.
So they, when somebody changes from current use and takes it out of current use, the land use change tax that they pay goes directly to conservation so that they could purchase land like this throughout Tilton. So they do have money in their land use change tax coffers to do this if they wanted to, but we have to find out first from them if they're willing to do that.
Okay,
Okay.
I can do that.
I think. And I know we have a hand raised.
Good.
Are you all
Yes.
set?
Yep.
Is anybody
yes.
else here on the
I
board have
apologize for
questions
the
on
length
this one?
of that, but
No,
You have questions?
I'm
Anybody?
just, I don't know.
So much for putting it on the tax rolls.
2 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's not a good batting
I am
average.
really so sorry that High Street was one of them. Nate, do you have something to say?
Hi, yes, Nathan Langione, Winter Street. The first property that you discussed with all of the access has the
Comment though on the clean diesel grant.
sorry. Never mind that.
If you wait just a minute, Nate, we just got to close out the public comment.
on the
Clean
clean
Clean diesel
diesel.
grant,
Right.
and then we can.
We did, Madam Chair, we did have other people on during the clean diesel grant, so I don't know if,
No, there was nobody on.
Okay.
I've been watching it.
okay.
All right. Is there anybody else that would like to talk about the clean diesel grant? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing on the clean diesel grant. So be it. Notice of public hearing is now closed for the Clean Diesel 2 grant. Okay, now to Nate's question. A statement. Go ahead, Nate.
Yes, Nathan Langione, Winter Street. The first property with all of the easements and access. Has the town ever considered or looked into turning that into like a public park or water access point similar to like Riverfront Park?
There's no room to do that, Nate. It's just in and out. It's a very tiny, narrow
Yeah, it is.
pathway. And someone would, if you were to bring, even neighbors, a vehicle or something, there's no place to park it at all. So we would not be able to do that.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your comment. Any other public comment? Hearing none, we'll close public comment. Okay. Chief, do you have anything for us tonight in public? Okay. Hearing none, then I am going to make a motion. The time being 6:33. I make a motion to move into non-public for RSA 91A:3, 2C. Matters which discussed in public would likely adversely affect the reputation of any person other than a member of the board unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include any application for assistance or tax abatement or waiver of a fee, fine, or levy if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Eric Adams. Roll call vote, please.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Constantino, yes.
Yeah, hold on.
Drink out from underneath your chair.
This conference will now be recorded.
I
Okay,
behaved
you
all
are.
day
All right,
because
I'd
of
like
this.
to make a motion to seal the minutes of March 19th, 2026, because the reasons justifying the needs for the non-public session still remain. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Constantino, yes. Is there any more business to come before us in a public meeting? Motion to adjourn?
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Adams, yes.
Fontaine, yes.
Hanson, yes.
Constantino, yes. Thank you.
Have fun, John.
7:12.